Hi guys, I am back with a makeup look of Gigi Hadid trying to recreate her look from the Dolce & Gabbana, what was it, Fall 2015 ready to wear. I'm going to try to put like a picture up here somewhere to show you what I'm trying to recreate, but if I can't, this is what it looks like. She is just beautiful. I love that woman. And I'm not sure if you think I did the best job, but it's still a nice everyday makeup look. So if you want to see how I did this, then keep on watching. Alright, we're going to start out with our eyes using the Art Deco eyeshadow base. And to make a clean eyeshadow base, I'm using my E40 from Sigma with this Isadora Eye Focus in Bare. This kind of even out any discoloration on your eyelids, and also makes the eyeshadow that goes on top really a whole lot easier to blend. Now I'm so excited to try out this new Colorpop Take Me Home palette. I got this with, I think it was kind of a gift with purchase, or maybe, I can't really remember. I wasn't supposed to get this, but it was some kind of offer when I ordered from Colorpop, and this is just really tiny, but so cute, and it contains all the necessary shades that you could possibly need for like an everyday, and we'll see, but I think it's going to be good for this eyeshadow look. I can say that they're super pigmented, a little bit powdery, and they might be a little bit too warm for this eyeshadow look, but I'm going to try anyways. I don't need that many colors because we're going for a very neutral look. You have 4 pretty matte eyeshadows and then 2 shimmery. There's like a gold, a matte light brown, matte dark brown, and a kind of like a bronzy. This is a very unique color, I would say. And then these 2 are just, yeah, lighter versions of brown. I guess you could use this as like an all-over shadow, just like I did with the Bare from Isadora. But it might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone. But if you're a little bit deeper than I am, then it would work pretty good. It just looks like she has a matte, more of a cool tone actually, so this is a bit wrong, but I'm going to try to fix it with another eyeshadow on top. Anyways, a cool medium matte brown eyeshadow in her crease, really soft, so let's try to recreate that. I'm going to use my Meet Makeup E144 with the medium or light matte brown. See how that goes. So I'm going in with this fluffy brush, just using a very small amount of product and just working it almost on top of your crease, right where you usually would put maybe your transitional color, but she has very hooded eyes. So for her, she needs to put the crease color a little bit above the crease for it to actually show up, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I also have hooded eyes, not as much as Gigi, but it works on me as well. But if you don't have hooded eyes at all, I guess you could just put it right in the crease. Colorpop, this is my first time using Colorpop eyeshadows, and I'm blown away. Like, I think these eyeshadows are really good to work with, and that's one of my biggest priorities, getting new eyeshadows that they're good to work with, that they're not patchy and muddy. I feel like these blend really nice into the skin, and I don't have to work as much with it. So I think I'm done there, but I feel like this is a little bit too warm of a color, but it's a really nice base. But I'm going to put something else on top. They are super powdery though. I'm actually going to take a smaller, still fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one's just a cheap one from H&M. With the Makeup Store Micro Shadow in Glam. This is a gorgeous color. It's kind of like a taupey purple with a little bit of shimmer. But I think mixed with the warm color that I already have, it might look more similar to the eyeshadow she has on her eyes. So I'm focusing a little bit more in the actual crease, putting this color on. That way it softens more up into your brow bones. And she doesn't really have a whole lot of eyeshadow underneath her eyes, but I'm just taking the remains of the eyeshadow I just put on, and I'm just going to go underneath. That way, putting on the color, same color underneath, it kind of connects the eyeshadow on top with your lower lash line. It doesn't really look like she has a whole lot of product on her brow bones, but I do want to go back with the same eyeshadow brush, the A40 from Sigma, and I'm going to blend out with no eyeshadow on, just blend out the edges so it looks as soft as possible. I'm going to leave the eyes for a second, and I'm going to move on to my face for a little bit, and then I'll come back to my eyes. I'm moving on with my face primer, the Zoe Skin Health. So it's like a sunscreen and a primer in one. And I'm mainly just pressing it on my T-zone. I'm using this Inglot Freedom System palette. And you don't have to do this if you don't have the darkness that I have, or like blue veininess under your eyes, but I need just a tiny bit of correcting with this correcting concealer from Inglot, and it is called Peach. Just using a small detail brush, I only need a tiny bit. Then I'm continuing with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation in the color Fair, putting it on with my Zoeva Silk Finish 102 brush. Then I'm using the other concealer that I have from Inglot. I think it's the LW100. I'm using a Real Techniques Deluxe Concealer brush for underneath my eyes. For any blemishes that I have, I'm using the Catrice Camouflage Cream in Ivory with the Zoeva Concealer Buffer 142. I'm going to let those wet products or cream products sink in for a second before I continue with powder products on my face. So I'm just going to try to recreate her brows, and her brows are so much fuller than mine, so I'm not quite sure how to do this, but I'm going to try and we'll see. I'm going back to the face. I'm done with my brows. I'm going to set my face with the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil using this new 105 Luxe Highlight from Zoeva. I'm just going to set the concealer and just If you go a little bit back and forth like this, just make sure that your concealer hasn't creased, especially underneath your eyes. They always do that with me, so I just have to go over and press with my finger to blend it back in. Now my skin is so dry that I cannot set my entire face. I don't need it, but if you need to, just go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to continue with contour. And I'm trying out this contour kit from Kix. My first impression was that it was, the colors are beautiful, but I feel like they're a little bit too hard to blend. So we'll see how much patience I have with this. I'm going to try it again today. And I can't really remember. I feel like this is the most natural for me to use, but I think actually this was the better match. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to use it with my Sigma F25 tapered face brush. This is the light to medium palette, by the way. Okay, I can't remember. I'm going to try this lower, the lowest one right here. It looks more taupe and more like an actual shadow color. We'll see if I'm going to fail on this. See, that applies quite like muddy, I would say. Like dirty and patchy and just not very pretty. But if you have the patience, you can make it work. But I'm going to have to blend the hell out of this one. Just a little bit on, like around the tip of my nose. I don't contour any higher because I don't feel like I need to. Oh, this is so crazy to work with. I have to really consider if I want to keep this palette. It was actually, I got it from my sister after she decluttered some makeup of hers. So I didn't purchase this on my own. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep this. Because this is just so much work. Okay, I guess that's good enough, but that's not perfect, and I choose to blame the palette on this one. It's not the best palette, I would say. Her eyeshadow still has a little bit more gray to it. I need to see if I have kind of this taupey gray color. I'm sure you have this Sweet as Candy Wet n Wild palette. If you don't, I mean, I think this is as close as you get the middle color. I'm going to try that one, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to try a more dense brush for this, the Zoeva Petite Eye Blender 223. This is only to get the exact shade that she has. I don't know if I can, so please don't use all of the eyeshadows that I just used. This is a mess. Basically, you want to go for a taupey brown matte. Okay, this is a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to use this pretty neutral blush from Glacial, the Pressed Rouge Mini in the number 15. I have so many blush brushes, and I've come to the conclusion that this travel-sized Eco Tools blush brush is my favorite one. It's just the perfect size, the perfect density, everything is perfect with this one. I got this Makeup Mecca 4C Hypnotic Metallics Highlighter Palette. This is very new, so I've only used it a little bit, but the colors are beautiful. And I want to use a little bit on the face and a little bit on the eyes. So, just a tiny bit, because it looks like she has a hint of some shininess on her lips. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And so I want to try to recreate that. This shade right here with using the Luxe pencil brush from Zoeva 230, and I'm just putting a tiny bit in the inner corner. And then using the same brush, just gently going over the lid. I think that gives just the perfect amount of shine. Like, it's not like metallic lids, but just a little something there. And I don't see a whole lot of highlighter on her face. I'm just going to do a very small amount using the setting brush from Real Techniques. That's beautiful. I think I'm done with my face. So I'm going to go back to my eyes now. And she has pretty dark upper lids. Like, her inner rim is probably filled with some black eyeliner. So I'm going to use this Lancome Le Crayon Kohl in number 1 Noir. This is not cruelty free, unfortunately. I'm also going to put the Makeup Store Matte Vanilla eyeliner. This is just like a yellowy shade. Then I'm going back to this palette. I'm using the darkest matte brown to kind of create like an eyeliner effect on the top line, because it looks like she has not a winged liner, just like a softened eyeliner right there. I'm not sure. She has kind of a cat eye kind of shape on her eyes. Her eyes are just gorgeous. And I don't have that shape, so I'm going to try to use that eyeliner to kind of create that little kind of cat eye shape. Yeah, I think I'll go for this one from H&M, just kind of like an eyebrow brush or eyeliner brush. And she has more on the outer part of her eye, not as much on the inner part, so I'm going to focus on that. And I think that's like the perfect color. I'm just making sure that the line go kind of in an upwards motion, not downwards, because that's going to make my eyes look really sad. And my black eyeliner is totally going on my lower inner rim. That's not pretty. Okay, I thought that was okay, but it looks like she has a lot more dramatic eyeliner, but it could also just be her lashes, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to try a little bit of a thicker line. Alright, we're done with eyeshadow. I think my next attempt will be putting on some mascara and lashes. I want to do that off camera because it's a bit of a mess, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm not done with my eyes. They're on, my lashes are on, but they're not like fully dried, so I'm going to go back to them in a second, but I'm going to do my lips first. The Isadora Perfect Lip Liner in Vintage Pink is the color that looks the most similar to her. Her lips are like softly pink, but they're not fully pigmented, so I don't want to put on like a liquid lipstick, and they're not really too glossy either. I could just leave it like that, but I'm going to put a little something on top, which is the Isadora Twist Up Glossy Stick and Moisturizing Lip Filler in Lovely Lavender. And this is a repurchase because this is maybe my all-time favorite lip product. Sorry, I'm then looking in the viewfinder. I'm trying to see if it's in focus. Okay, that's a little bit too glossy for what she had, but I'm gonna go with it. Alright, I'm gonna try to mesh those two lash sets together, the natural and the fake, and we're gonna see what it looks like in the end. Okay, I didn't do well with the lashes. They went on fine and they're pretty lashes, but it got all clumpy with the mascara. I don't know what I did wrong, but it is what it is. This is what it looks like. I'm going to try to take you into the light to compare the two makeup looks, and you can see for yourself if you think it's similar. If not, maybe it's still something you can go with on like an everyday basis. This is pretty simple, even though I've messed around quite a bit today. But it's just, you know, neutral eyes and very natural face makeup and just some soft pink lips. So I do hope you enjoyed this makeup look. I hope you got something out of it. Yeah, I tried. I hope you liked it, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!